I've always thrifted. I always looked at Vogue and it was a fantasy and I wanted that fantasy. But it was with a price tag. And then I realized that, I can kind of recreate this by thrifting.
I think there's sort of a dress code, right, in these office environments, sort of corporate spaces. You do lose a little bit of that ability to express yourself, right, and maybe perhaps be at your most comfortable.
I made a decision in high school that I would dress with confidence and I would dress in a style that made me comfortable. And when I got to college, I decided to, expand on that and explore myself through my clothes. And stepping back into a business standpoint, that's not really what people want from you. And you can't always afford the nice suits, the blouses, the skirts. Not everyone feels comfortable in that, It's all really gendered and rooted in this idea of prim, proper, hands on the desk, keep your head down.
I went into college and I was still wearing sweatpants and t-shirts. I mean, I still have sweatpants on right now, but one day I just opened my closet and I realized I don't have anything other than sweatpants and t-shirts, and I felt like I didn't have anything that shows who I am as a person or how I feel.
One of my greatest influences is Celia Cruz. I love the color, the vibrancy, her wigs, her outfits, her music. I'm a Boricua through and through, and so I came from a very vibrant culture. And going into the workplace, I felt stifled in many ways.
Whether or not you realize it, you're the ambassador now for people of color. I'm aware of my presentation. I'm aware that when I show up in these spaces, whether in person or after work events, because I do a lot of after work events as well, that I'm showing up in a way that's actually representative of all the potential and value that I bring as a professional.
When I first started out, I didn't know how to navigate those spaces, especially being confronted with all of these beautiful clothes and fancy brands and people, and I was in debt. I had a lot of student loan, and so I was barely scraping by, starting out as an administrator. So it was never a priority because I was just paycheck to paycheck for a long time.
You have to go in there and look the part. Life is performance, and I think clothing, wardrobe is the costume. I mean, I think Shakespeare summed it up, life is a stage, right?
The experience with Guillermo was really cool. We met up, we went to a couple of thrift stores, and he just kind of started pulling things off the rack, saying, hey, this is nice, this would look good on you, oh, this is a good brand, There was a couple of pieces that I was really excited about, and it's like, wow, I hadn't thought about that, but now that I'm looking at it, this really speaks to me.
Being able to go thrifting and really seeing the value in it and how the stigmas are kind of fading away, and how you can really find some beautiful pieces that last you a lifetime is so impactful, even in a way where you're still able to express yourself through your fashion, I feel like being able to be comfortable is the key to being confident, and being confident is the key to moving up where you want to be.
Hey, going thrifting is good for the environment, so check. So that's for me an alignment of my values, and finding someone like Guillermo and just an amazing initiative to coming together to shop in a more economical space but still look good. I think it just was all stars aligned.
It kind of soothed my fears, I guess, of replacing my wardrobe. It's not something that's gonna, I'm not gonna waste my whole paycheck on an outfit. I see that I can go to these shops where I am paying, still $5, $10, $15 for something, but it's not something that's gonna rip, by next week or something like that.
And I think that there's a lot of different ways that we can kind of find things that speak to us, find things that make us feel good, make us feel comfortable, confident, without having to break the bank.
And if we're talking fashion, let's put it out there. People dress and appearing in the way that best represents them and makes them feel the most fabulous. So I feel that it's inside of us, and initiatives like this will sharpen that tool belt and give people options so they can be the best selves, both inside and outside.